The Hyundai Sonata has always been a solid alternative to the Toyota Camry and the Honda Accord, although sales have kind of plateaued in the past few years due to that crossover craze. If you're still in the market for a midsize sedan, Hyundai has refreshed the Sonata for 2018, so let's take a closer look. The most obvious changes to the car involve how it looks. The car has brand new sheet metals with the hood, trunk, and front fenders, and other parts of the car have been heavily revised as well, including the front and rear fascias and the lights. Overall, Hyundai says that this car is supposed to deliver more of an impact, and honestly it reminds me of that really iconic looking 6th generation model, which was really popular. The car can also be equipped with a wide variety of wheels, ranging in size from 16 to 18 inches in size, depending on the trim level. You can also get those gorgeous LED headlights on a wider variety of trim levels. One loss is the panoramic sunroof, which Hyundai has replaced with a conventional unit. As a result, the car is a tiny bit lighter and should improve real-world fuel economy. And one really cool feature that I really love is this hidden trunk release feature that's implemented in the Hyundai badge on the trunk. The interior gets a similar update. It's nothing too radical, but it's enough to feel fresh and new. There's a new center console, and the steering wheel has lost a spoke in the name of modern design. There's also an available heated steering wheel, which is a nice touch for those in colder climates. In terms of features, the car gets a new infotainment system with an upgraded processor that is a bit more responsive. That also enables a 3D perspective on the maps, which has been a long time coming. There's also a new navigation system, a USB in the rear, and a wireless charger in the front. There's also Amazon Alexa and Google Home support for folks who have those devices and might like knowing that they can talk to their car through their smart connected home setup. The noise isolation is really solid, and build quality is a pretty big advantage in this car. There's a few parts with hard plastics, but there's just as many parts with soft touch plastics, so overall the car feels pretty good. Now let's talk about some of the changes that Hyundai has made under the hood. Now the car is still available with the same 4-cylinder engines that were available before. That means that there's a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder and there's 2 turbocharged engines, a 1.6 liter turbo and a 2.0 turbo. Right now we're in the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine, which is found in the limited model. All of the outputs of these engines haven't changed much, although the one significant change under the hood involves the 2.0T, which is now available with an 8-speed automatic transmission. The 2.4 gets a conventional 6-speed automatic, while the 1.6 gets a dual clutch unit with 7 gears. The 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine makes 185 horsepower, and it feels just adequate for everyday commuting. For those who want more power, you're going to want to opt up for the 2.0T, which gives you about 245 horsepower. Those looking for more fuel economy, though, can find it with the 1.6T that's found in the Eco models. I'm also surprised with the different drive modes that really change the way that this car feels, in terms of steering effort, transmission shift logic, and throttle response. While the powertrain changes are limited, the car really delivers a more refined driving experience. That's due to a 12% stiffer torsion bar in the steering setup. That means that the car also has really good on-center feel and no longer feels really vague the way the old Hyundais used to feel. In addition to the changes to the steering, the car also features a revised rear suspension setup. There's new bushings and the trailing arms are a bit bigger as well. That means that the car should feel a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more responsive, and still very comfortable. And I can confirm that driving it in some broken pavement, the car feels really comfortable. The good news is that Hyundai hasn't changed the way that this car drives, which is to say it hasn't become a very sporty or aggressive vehicle. It's very soft, it's very compliant, it's nice and comfortable, and that's a really important part when designing a car for family types. Basically, Hyundai said, let the exterior be the bold and loud part of the car, while the driving experience is still very comfortable and family friendly. There's some really big changes when it comes to the driver assistance and safety features. For example, blind spot monitoring is now a standard feature, and the lane departure warning system also includes a lane keep assist function. That's a huge deal. Additionally, for the markets that support the Blue Link telematics system, Hyundai will be offering that 3 years free of charge. That includes access through a smartphone app to your car so you can remotely start it or change the temperature settings. Additionally, the car will also offer some really cool updates to your maps, free of charge again, and that also includes emergency services so that if you get into an accident or something dangerous happens to you, you can get some emergency support nice and quick. And in terms of pricing, the car covers a pretty significant chunk of the market. It starts at around $22,000, and at the most fully loaded model, you can get it at around $32,000. That includes about 9 different build configurations, so either way you're looking at it, you can probably find a Hyundai Sonata that's suited for your budget. Hyundai has always been about value, and they aren't changing that strategy with the 2018 Sonata. This car is loaded with features like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, telematics, and blind spot monitoring. It may not be enough to scare off those crossovers, but it is a significant update that should interest mid-size car buyers.